One of the biggest physical changes in infancy happens in the brain. At birth, a baby's brain is only about 25% of its adult size. This isn't true for any other body part. By age 2, the brain grows to about 75% of its adult size, 95% by age 6, and reaches its full size by around the age of 7. Even though most of the brain's 100 to 200 billion neurons are already there at birth, they're not fully developed yet. In the first few years of life, the brain goes through something called transient exuberance, which is a big burst in the growth of dendrites. Dendrites are the branches that help neurons connect to each other. And by age 2, a single neuron can have thousands of connections. After this growth spurt, the brain starts trimming away the connections that it doesn't use, and it keeps and strengthens the ones that are being used frequently. This process mostly happens in the cortex, which is the outer layer of the brain that handles thinking and voluntary actions. The prefrontal cortex, located right behind the forehead, keeps growing throughout childhood and has another growth spurt during the teenage years. It's the last part of the brain to fully mature and eventually makes up about 85% of the brain's weight. Our experiences help shape which brain connections stay and which ones are lost. About 40% of these early connections will disappear over time. As the prefrontal cortex develops, kids get better at managing their emotions, making plans, solving problems, and also making decisions. These skills start building in infancy but continue to grow throughout childhood and the teenage years. Another major change in the brain is the growth of the myelin, which is the fatty coating around the nerve cells. Myelin helps messages travel faster between brain cells. This improves thinking, movement, and coordination. While myelin keeps developing into the teen years, the fastest growth happens in the first few years of life. The 6 substages of sensory motor intelligence, infant memory, and language development were created by Piaget's sensory motor stage. The first stage is your basic reflexes, which is from birth to 1 month old. And newborns use their automatic reflexes, such as sucking and grasping, to explore their world. These actions later become more intentional. The second substage is primary circular reactions, which occurs from age 1 month to 4 months. And this is when babies start repeating actions which involve their own body. And examples of this would be like making sounds because they find them interesting. The third stage is secondary circular reactions from age 4 to 8 months. And this is when babies begin interacting with objects outside of their body. An example of this would be playing with toys and repeating actions that cause a reaction. The fourth substage is coordination of secondary circular reactions, and this happens from 8 to 12 months, and this is when babies use planning to reach goals, and they combine their actions like crawling and grabbing to get a toy. Tertiary circular reactions is the 5th substage, and this occurs from age 12 to 18 months. And this is when toddlers act maybe like little scientists, where they're experimenting with actions to see what different outcomes they get from their parents or people around them. So some examples would be like throwing a ball down the stairs, or maybe throwing their entire plate of spaghetti on the floor just to see what kind of reaction their parents give. And lastly, the sixth substage is beginning of representational thought, which occurs from age 18 to 24 months. And this is when toddlers start using their imagination, and they start using symbols to solve problems in their mind. And they start like pretend playing, which makes for the shift to more advanced thinking. Thank you for coming to my homemade video. Have a great day.